fellow Star Wars fans, it is Starrapter here, coming at you with another Star Wars Resistance review. I do these every single week. Today we are talking about Season 2, Episode 10, titled Kaz's Curse, and I like this episode probably more than a lot of people. This is just no explanation for me why I like this episode so much, because in reality, it doesn't really do a whole lot to push the plot, but I think it was just simply fun, and something that after the last couple episodes that I felt like they didn't account to much, this episode at least left me with feeling very, very entertained. So this whole episode is about Kaz and him being cursed by this, what looked to be a Nikto on the ship, one of the pirates. They saw the pirates aboard the Colossus. And another great thing about this episode is they're not dealing with resources. They're not having to try to get fuel. They're not having to try to get extra money. They just want to get from point A to point B. So Kaz apparently gets cursed playing this game of Sabacc. But the larger picture of this story is that the Colossus is trying to get from point A to point B. They're trying to get through this asteroid field, and, well, the Guavian Death Gang are known to be in this location, so they have to have scout fighters for the aces to go out and make sure that they're not going to have any trouble. And as soon as this guy curses Kaz through this game of Sabacc, he thinks he is cursed, and that's the whole premise of the episode, is that Niku is there along for the ride. It's so great to have Niku as a big part of this episode, because he is just such great comedic relief, and he is telling Kaz the whole time, you're cursed, you know, and Kaz doesn't believe him, but by the end of the episode, Kaz does believe him, and goes to none other than Mika Gray, who returns in this episode, and she is kind of like the seer of this whole ship. She's giving advice to other people aboard the Colossus, and she's saying, hey, you need to have some kind of totem-esque thing to give you that ability to get rid of this bad luck, or so-called you say it is. And it's all really in his head, because by the end of this episode, he doesn't need the totem to believe in himself to become less clumsy, because throughout this whole episode, he is the Kaziest he has ever been, if that's such a thing. I mean, this is an episode where you really see Kaz just going balls to the wall and really going all out when it comes to his clumsiness, to the point where he's tracking things on his feet, his shoulder, Gorg's everywhere, and lights are going out when he's stepping by. The worst luck possible. And if you can stomach past all that, which I did, I think we're going to come out of this episode with a Kaz that is a lot more confident, a Kaz that is a lot more reliable, a Kaz that is hopefully not as clumsy as he has been throughout the rest of this series. But what I really also enjoyed about this episode was the Starfighters, and seeing the Guavian Death Gang come back once again, because remember, we've seen them earlier in the series last season, and their fighters look pretty cool. And just the fact that this reminded me a lot of The Empire Strikes Back. The Colossus is going through the asteroid field, blasting away these asteroids, and we're getting this awesome action. I thought the action has been really turned up as far as the racers, as far as the ships. For last week we had the races, and I think they got that kinetic flow down pretty good on the show, and just it being just a fun episode. I mean, yeah, it's not the greatest as far as pushing the story forward, but again, I was entertained, and I don't know, throughout the rest of the day after I was done watching the show, I was like, I kind of want to watch this episode again, which I don't know why I've had such a strong impulse to watch this specific episode again. I cannot really comprehend or cannot really explain to you guys what it is, but I guess it's just the right recipe for me, is this kind of cool, zany fun. So what did you guys think of this episode of Star Wars Resistance? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? Well, next week we can look forward to getting into some of this really interesting content. Looking at the synopsis, we are going to deal with Tam once again, as well as General Hux. So I'm really looking forward to the next episode. So if you guys are new to the channel, as I said before, I do these on a weekly basis, these reviews for Star Wars Resistance. If you liked what I had to say about this particular episode, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll never miss a Star Wars Resistance review, as well as my The Mandalorian reviews, and my Jedi Fallen Order walkthrough, and my many videos that'll come out after The Rise of Skywalker, and all that good stuff. So that's going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.